Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, it's time for Aden in the car after having too much coffee! Haven't done one of these in the morning in a while. I haven't done one of these in over a year! But here we are, again, meeting like this. Me driving, and you out there in whatever social platform that you found this, visiting again with me as we make our commute. It's Ash Wednesday. It's also Anti-Bullying Day, Pink Shirt Day. It's Inconvenience Yourself Day. It's Single Tasking Day. It's National Margarita Day. Don't know how that fits in with some of these. It's Cook a Sweet Potato Day. That's not meat. That can work for some. Walking the dog day, which I would think if you have a dog, you need to be walking your dog almost every day, not just today. But yeah, that's a kind of a big one. And then Be Humble Day. A little bit of a theme in there, I guess you could pull with being humble and inconveniencing yourself, and a little bit with the Ash Wednesday all rolled into one there. But it's been a while. I have recorded some of these, and whether it was technical difficulties or I just ran out of things to say or any of the above, I have not posted any of them. And it's been over a year. I believe it was January 2022 was the last post that I made out there for any of these. And I think I would have been okay. Had that one been the last one that I ever put anywhere, specifically thinking YouTube here now, if that was the last one out there, it would have been a slight bittersweet end to everything. But I think I was okay with that being the end. But here we are, back. And the main reason I'm back is because I listened to an audiobook. The audiobook in question is called Atomic Habits. Maybe you've heard of it. I've heard that after starting listening to it, that multiple people have either listened to it or heard about it recently. It must be on a few lists. It must be a good one out there in the self-help type field that a lot of people are listening to right now. So, takeaways from this book. It's all about the processes. It's all about the forming habits. One of the habits that why I'm trying to pick this back up again is the idea of you need to keep doing something over and over again to get better at it, right? So the idea of filming, the idea of editing, the idea of talking in front of a camera, that don't always have all the time to do those things elsewhere. So the whole reason I came up with this concept of filming my commutes and things was to be able to have time to do those things, since that was like the only little bit of time that I had to do for myself. So pulling all back on those strings, here we are again. Some of the interesting examples that they give in that book, they talk about Jerry Seinfeld briefly, and the fact that he tries to write a joke at least, or at least one joke a day to keep in the habit of being a comedian. You have the bigger example of a photography class that they talk about, where they split the class in half. Now, I don't know how you would get away with this as a teacher, but this was how this teacher was going to do his grading. Split the class in half. Half of that class, your grade will be based upon the amount of work you output. So to get an A, they had to output more than 100 pictures. That is both composing, taking it, developing the film, back when you still had to develop all your film. And the other half of the class, they were graded on the quality of their work. So they basically had all semester to produce one picture. And so spending all their time basically philosophizing over what makes the perfect picture, that's what they spent their time on during the class. And then they go on to, who do you think came up with the best pictures for this class? Well, it's the class, they're the side of the class that had to do the amount of work, because they were not just worrying about getting that perfect shot, they were practicing. They were doing the thing over and over again to get the better composition, to take the better shot, to develop the best version of that photo, whereas the people that spent their time the entire time just theorizing what would be that best shot. So there you go. Doing things over and over again, forming the habits, working on the processes that make those habits happen. That is the mindset I am back in. And thinking that this, using my commute time to talk to you, is where I find myself. So, how have you been over this past year? Hope you've been well. Hopefully we'll catch you again on the flip side. Have a great day. GoPro, stop recording.